Patient has come with feature of abdominal distension. That is all that he is complaining of. So how do you proceed to examine a patient of the abdominal system, especially if he's complaining about distension of his abdomen? As you see, this gentleman, okay, around 50-year-old, has been a chronic alcoholic for many years, and he has developed the complications of chronic liver disease due to chronic alcoholism. As you see in general examination, he has got gynecomastia. This is a feature of cirrhosis of liver where there is hepatic dysfunction. The increased levels of estrogen that occurs in a patient of cirrhosis has caused gynecomastia in him, for sign of cirrhosis of liver. Now, to proceed for his chief complaint of abdominal distension, how do we do? Is again we go through inspection, palpation, percussion and auscultation. So we'll do that same thing in him. So just lie down. That's it. As you see in inspection, he has got abdominal distension. So the shape of the abdomen is altered. What is the alteration is that he has distended abdomen. Now that could occur in the usual fat, flatus, fluid, fetus, but here in fluid the abdomen is distended with flank fullness. You see the distension is maximal in the flanks. This is because the fluid gravitates to the dependent parts, therefore there is abdominal distension with flank fullness. The umbilicus is also important in this patient, but here because he has got an umbilical hernia, so the characteristic umbilical feature is not there. This is because of tense ascites, he has developed an umbilical hernia. Now on palpation, you would like to palpate his spleen, because that would be a sign of portal hypertension that occurs in cirrhosis. So how do we palpate the abdomen? We fold the knee of the patient. This is to relax the rectus abdomini so that deep palpation is possible. Okay, we warm up our hand and start palpating from the right iliac fossa. Palpate from the right iliac fossa is because the spleen from the right hypochondrium enlarges towards the umbilicus and into the right iliac fossa, so we don't miss it. The other major organ is the liver, which also enlarges from the right hypochondrium onto the right iliac fossa. So we start palpation from here. But palpation is begun first by doing a superficial palpation, where we gently move our hand with gentle pressure on the abdomen in the anti-clockwise direction. This is to check for tenderness anywhere, a guarding or rigidity of the abdomen, which he does not have any of them. From here we proceed to palpate the spleen. The classical method of splenic palpation is a little different, but here because there is ascites, we will employ the dipping method of spleen palpation. So what is done, the right hand is kept below and the left hand on top of it to exert pressure. Now this is the dipping method which is employed for palpating his enlarged spleen in a case of ascites. So you can find a moderately enlarged spleen here. When I press on the rebound, I can feel the fluid coming back to my palpating hand. Okay, this is a sign of a solid organ underneath. When we press, the fluid goes down, strikes the organ and comes back. So on the second palpation, we palpate the rebounding fluid. So he has got a moderate splenomegaly, which suggests portal hypertension. Then we palpate for the liver in the same way. लंबी सांस लो. He doesn't have a palpable liver. It is expected because in cirrhosis the liver shrinks. Now the third thing in palpation is to look for the fluid. So that sign is called fluid thrill. You place the hand of the patient on the abdomen. ऐसे हाथ रखो. The left hand is placed on the flank, opposite flank of the patient. and the fluid is tapped on this flank. I can distinctly feel the thrill of the fluid on that side, that hand, when I tap here. This hand is kept to break the transfer of thrill through the abdominal wall. So patient own hand can be used to break the transfer of thrill through the abdominal wall. Now this thrill is being transmitted through the fluid in the abdomen. Fluid thrill will become palpable if there is at least 1.5 liter of fluid in the abdomen. So this is an important sign. He has got more than 1.5 liter of fluid in the abdomen. So after palpation, we proceed to do percussion of the abdomen. The abdomen is always percussed from the epigastrium. This is because epigastrium is the last part to become dull in case there is any cause for dullness in the abdomen. So we see that there is, the epigastrium is tympanic. Now the abdomen has some dullness. So we see what is the shape of the dullness. So we demonstrate what is known as the horseshoe shaped dullness. So this is the dull point in the midline. Okay, I found this to be dull. Okay. This is a tympanic node. We proceed in the midline. Now this is the dull point. Mentally we can make a mark of this, that this point is dull. We return to palpate the epigastrium, demonstrating tympanic node, and then we move towards the flank. So this is where we got dullness. So we mark this point as well. Returning to the epigastrium once again, and in the flank in the other side, tympanic node. Again dull node. So these 2 points are dull. One dullness here on the flank, other dullness in the midline. The dullness is here. If you join the lines like this, so it is a horseshoe shaped dullness because the fluid will occupy the dependent parts in the abdomen. Therefore, when fluid is there, free fluid in the abdomen, ascites, it will assume a horseshoe shaped dullness. So this suggests that there is free fluid in the abdomen. Now, if it was difficult to demonstrate this sign, demonstrate fluid, we could do what is shifting dullness. This horseshoe shaped dullness would be elicitable if there is about 1 liter of fluid in the abdomen. Now, less than 1 liter, this shape of dullness would not be there. Therefore, we do what is known as shifting dullness. So how to demonstrate shifting dullness? We again proceed to examine from the epigastrium. Tympanic node, move down and come up to the umbilicus. Change the direction of the finger. Tympanic node. Now you can elicit dullness, but we do not stop here. We proceed up to the flank and demonstrate that the flank is dull. Here, flank is totally dull. Now what we do? We turn the patient to the opposite side. Udhar karvat lo to baba, karvat lo. Turn the patient gently to the opposite side, keeping the finger at the same position. We wait for 30 seconds to let the fluid trickle to the opposite side and then percuss again. So this flank which was dull has now become tympanic. So this demonstrates shifting dullness, which is a sign of free fluid in the abdomen. This sign is very sensitive and can pick up to 500 ml of fluid in the abdomen. So that's it. This gentleman, who has been a chronic alcoholic, has come with complaints of abdominal distension. On examination, general examination, we found he has gynecomastia, prominence of the male breast, He has protuberant abdomen with flank fullness. The umbilicus is everted. In fact, he has got umbilical hernia. On palpation, we demonstrated the fluid thrill. The abdomen has dullness, and the dullness assumes a horseshoe shape, and we can demonstrate shifting dullness. So these are all signs of free fluid in the abdomen. This is a patient of ascites due to cirrhosis of liver, which from history is due to chronic alcoholism for 15 years.